Hello, this is a microphone test. There should be an echo. Hello? So hello and welcome to the what are we on now? Round 6 of the GP2, the Sunday Race League GP2 Championship here at Zandvoort. Very excited to bring to you another great race, as it looks like the drivers are all readied up now, preparing to go on our one race hot lap, which is obviously how we're going to be running things here in the world of everybody can hear me. Excellent. Hello Nathan, glad you could join us. So as I said, welcome to the Sunday Race League. We are preparing to get going here at Zandvoort, an exciting circuit. Obviously, all the drivers love it, but really difficult to overtake. So it's going to be a challenge for the drivers this weekend. So it's all going to be about getting a good qualifying in order to be in the best position for the race. So we're going to try and hop on board with our championship leader as we come into the qualifying. Because we're expecting Yari to really set the pace again this weekend. Double win last weekend. Nearly 100 points clear. We've got Scotty Fennell in second place. And then looking further down the order, we've got Bob Sada with 80 points. And the Goat of Anxiety with 75. So here we go. Let's find Yari. And we'll hop on board and watch from this angle. Let's get his telemetry up, see how he's taking that car through the sector. Welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're watching from today. As we watch, Yari's in 5th place at the moment. Joe Royal setting the current standard of pace through the tricky swinging section up here towards this turn 8, where it's all about getting the right line and getting back on the power as early as possible, being as brave as possible through that section. Then again, all about line and judging here. So easy to lock the wheels up as you come through that corner. And Yari's not setting the greatest of pace here. Looks like the Goat of Anxiety is putting in a good lap. Too late, mate, in second place up the front there. Let's hop on board with these guys and see how the Goat of Anxiety is doing through this tricky section. Again, all about patience. Got to be so careful on the car here. And it looks like the Goat of Anxiety is going to be in the winning position. Welcome, Nathan, watching from Scotland. I've been learning to do a Scottish accent because I've been reading Macbeth. There you go. I'll give you an impression of it in a minute. So the Goat of Anxiety sets the pace with a 1 minute 20. Maybe Nathan can judge my Scottish accent as I can't do that. That's too tricky. So as the qualifying for our Zandvoort race, the Goat of Anxiety in first place. Too Late Mate comes in second. Joe Royal third. Yari fourth. Frobby fifth. Harry Cully sixth. And so the top five split by just a second. So it's going to be an exciting race as we move over the course of the 2 races here, which is very exciting. Then we've got NJ Devil in 7th place, Bob Sada 8th, IP in 9th, MBD Vision in 10th. We've got JD Barker in 11th, looking down the bottom of the grid here. Lewis Argle from the back, Vesky, Isolate with Flair, Yuri, Pinnacle, making up the back of the field. So as we move into the race, have a vote. Who do you think is going to be coming out on top this weekend? Who is your vote for the winner? I said I'm going to do my impression of a Scotsman because I've been learning. You've got to say, stop the rot with the robot. Stop the rot with the robot hot pot. What do you think, Nathan? Is that impressive? It's a little phrase I've been learning to practice Scottish. Nathan's voting for JD, I think, in the... JD, who do you mean by JD? Joe Royal? Or Yari? I think Yari's going to be in with a good shout this weekend. But again, as we said, it's tricky to overtake here. So as we wait for the drivers to come round onto the start of the race and start the formation lap, I'll be back with you momentarily. Thanks, Nathan. I was pleased with that. Been practicing all week. Okay, so Nathan's tune on JD Barker. Okay, I see. I was being dense there. Not noticing all the names. So we're just about to prepare for the lineup. Looks like IP got disqualified from the session of warming up the tyres, so he's going to have a tricky start on those tyres. As we have a little look through and have a look at everybody's tyre choice at the start of the race, just NJ Devil and Bob Sada and Isolate with Flair going for the mediums early on. And we watch with the Goat of Anxiety as the lights count down and go out. He's off, gets off the line well, and it looks like he's going to pull away there, and he's pulled away really nicely. And behind him, it looks like is that Yari coming up the inside with a really good move up the inside of the driver there. I think it's Fradby. So fantastic, excellent driving from him to get himself up ahead of Too Late Mate, who is now with Harry Cully right behind him, and Bob Sada closing in. Harry Cully cuts to the final line up the straight, and it looks like Joe Royal's going to have a run on Bob Sada, and he's really close in behind here. Some really great driving from all the drivers as we come flying through here early on. And up the front, JD Barker is that's things out of order. Here we go. So the Goat of Anxiety is pulled away really nicely up the front here, with Fradby in behind him and Too Late Mate chasing right in behind Fradby. So good moves for their team right up the front. They're not going to want to fight each other too much. I look like they were on the same team. Those colours are very similar. That's misleading. Okay, my apologies everyone. I don't do the GP2 as much, so I don't know all the teams' names. That's going to confuse things a bit. As IP gets the first 3-second penalty for corner cutting, I would say that's got to be a direct corner cut somewhere, because that's quite a big one. But it looks like NJ Devil has got past, and it looks like, as a nice little battle goes round the outside. Good move there, and they're still battling side by side coming down the straight. Who's going to get the position? As further up the head, we can see Joe Royal having a look at Harry Cully, and Yuri right in behind. They're still close in behind. Too Late Mate, but it looks like things got out of order again. The timing screens have gone all out of order again, everyone. So Yari's close in behind Bob Sada, and that's going to confuse things for a bit. And Fradby is leading this little chain, so there we go. Things sorting themselves out. Come on, Codemasters, sort this problem out. It's becoming problematic. So Too Late Mate sat in behind Fradby as we watch him try to track him up this bit. The DRS will open next lap, so he's going to be hoping to try and get past and close that gap into Go of Anxiety. He's going to be wanting to break the gap as we watch Yari and Bob Sada go for it side by side, and Yari makes a good move around the outside there. Bob Sada touches a wheel on the gravel, and that meant that Yari's got the traction coming through there. So Yari up to 6th place. As I said, very, very difficult to overtake here, but 19 laps could be able to do it as we watch Too Late Mate really close in behind Fradby, having a look at the back of him as he tries to find a way past. So good driving there from Fradby. We did some commentary the other week. It was most enjoyable. A lovely fella. So cheering him on. Come on, Fradby, do a good job there, mate. And behind them we can see how close Joe Royal is down the back of Harry Cully as well. So some really good driving here. IP is retired from the session. That's a shame. We don't want to see drivers dropping out. We want to see a good racing from everyone. As we look further down the field, what sort of battles have we got going on? So it's really the battle for 4th place is hotting up here with a little train of drivers. And up ahead we've got Fradby. Oh, look at that lovely crane shot there. Can he use the DRS to his advantage on this part of the track? You see him, Fradby defending to the inside, but Too Late Mate is going to go around the outside. Oh, it's a nice move. Really good driving from both drivers. Can Too Late Mate just gets the squeeze on the outside there, and Too Late Mate is just ahead. So good driving from him and really forcing his way past Fradby. Fantastic, and what a great angle to see that overtake from. And just behind, how can Joe Royal have a go on Harry Cully there? Very thoughtful of him to wait until we'd watch the other move develop. As he has a look around the outside, he's going to have the faster line on the outside of the turn, and he gets past Harry Cully there. So that's a good move from him as well, using the DRS to his advantage and getting past really nicely. So can Too Late Mate close up the gap to the Goat of Anxiety? We'll keep an eye across that. Can Yari find a way past Harry Cully? Can Harry Cully stay in behind Joe Royal? Look like Joe Royal have more pace, and you can see him just starting to pull away from Harry Cully now. So it'll be a matter of time, you would think, before Yari gets past. Of course, the drivers will have to all pit at some point, and Bob Sada staying on the back of this pack. That's going to play into his advantage, being able to sit with the DRS behind the drivers. As we watch Jari make a move to the inside of Harry Cully, and he overtakes nicely. Really well done there from Jari, up into 5th place, and now right on the back of Joe Royal. As we come around here, looks like Pinnacle's got past Lewis at the back. As we watch Jari coming around here, and the DRS will open. He turns to the inside, and Joe Royal's not going to fight it. Jari's got the pace to get past there. Seems to have the race pace. Wonder what happened on that one lap bit of pace. Maybe playing with his opposition there a little bit. So it looks like Jari's through, and Two Late Mate's not quite closing the gap on the Goat of Anxiety up the front. So we'll see how quickly Jari can catch to the back of Fraubai now, and how well Joe Royal can hang on to the back there. So let's have a little look further down the field. MBD Vision close in behind Yuri, so he'll be having a look to try and make a move into the next DRS zone. And Lewis is back side by side. Oh, and he spins, he gets clipped, and it hits the wall, and is that a bit of damage on his front wing? That's going to be problematic for him over the course of the race. So where else have we got battles going on? Let's have a look for Joe Royal in behind Jari. Surely just going to try and hold that gap as best he can. And oh, Too Late Mate has crashed. Too Late Mate has absolutely spun out and crashed. Oh no! And he drops right down the field to 9th place, and that is no good. So damaged front wing. He's surely going to have to come into the pits now and switch to the medium tyre. Sorry. And that is not what he wanted. So Fraubai goes up into 2nd place, and Jari promoted up to 3rd. So nightmare position something happening for there. As we watch MBD Vision now making his move past Yuri and gets the inside line. Yuri's going to have the inside line through the sweeping left, and it's so long this turn. Can MBD Vision make the outside line work with a better traction? They leave each other space nicely, and Yuri comes out in the lead there. So that's unfortunate. Good move as he looks to the inside. Oh, it's just not enough of a braking zone to really have a go down the inside there. You always know that's going to be a closing line. As Lewis now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as he has a look. Now trying to cut it to the inside. Oh, they touch. A little bit side by side. I think it was risky going in there, trying a little bit too hard. Got to be patient, especially around this track. Be consistent. Rely on the fact that your opponent will make a mistake is really the hope for overtaking here. As we watch Yuri really having MBD Vision really having a good battle with Yuri. We'll stay with this for the meantime being. As Isolate with Flare. Oh, look at this! Isolate with Flare is getting past. Sorry, is that Lewis is getting past Isolate with Flare, and NJ Devil on the right on the back of them. Lewis with his penalty is really going to have to make a move further up the field as we watch some drivers pitting. So Pinnacle has come into the pits, and that promotes Bob Sada up and Joe Royal up. So further back, Harry Cully is just I think Bob Sada's just got past Harry Cully there. So a good move from him. As we have a look, Jari is now closing in behind the back of Fraubai. Just trying to have a little catch up with everything that was happening down the back there. Should definitely have that on. That would have been helpful to have on from the start. So that we have a little look at the penalties. Oh, Lewis down the back there with 8 seconds worth of penalties. Not going great for him. And we have a little look at where I think people would feed out. So maybe a little bit early to go. I would have thought front some damage as what's caused those drivers who have pitted to pit. As we watch Jari right on the back of Fraubai here, and he makes a move to the inside, and he's passed and sweeps it round and keeps the position nicely. So it's a good move from Jari there, up into 2nd place, and now he's got a 4.2 second gap to close on the Goat of Anxiety. So How will Yari do there? As some more drivers swing into the pits. We've got Pinnacle switching on to the mediums, and Yuri has switched on to the softs, so that promotes JD Barca up into... oh, he's pitting as well, so he comes back out of the pits into 12th place, or dropping down the field a little bit. We're cheering on JD Barca, so come on, mate. It's not too late for a comeback, we believe. If a safety car now would really make things exciting, wouldn't it? So as we watch these drivers up the front of the field trying to extend the tyres as best they can. Harry Cully in behind Bob Sada, we're on board with now. So little gaps starting to open up around the field, and this is one of the things with Holland, tricky to overtake. So any little mistakes means that you can just drop off the back of the car in front so easily. Any little error. Oh, Goat of Anxiety gets a 5-second penalty as he comes into the pit lane, and that's not ideal. So Yari coming into the pit lane as well. So all of the top drivers pitting, and that puts us, lets us look at Isolate with Flair. How's he doing on those 7-lap-old medium tyres? Bob Sada is the one who's going to promote himself up into the lead, actually. So Bob Sada, how much further can he take those tyres, and when will he jump onto the softs? So the Go of Anxiety coming back out into second place, but with a 5-second time penalty. Isolate with Flair and NJ Devil now going to create a little bit of a gap for him between him and Yari, so that's going to be helpful. As we watch MBD Vision and Harry Cully battling it out side by side here as they run up and down and then back up the hill. Harry Cully looks like he's going to have the inside line coming up here, and he looks like he's got the pace against MBD Vision. So MBD Vision nearly made the undercut work there by coming in a lap early, but not quite. So further up the field, we've got NJ Devil still having a look at the back of Isolate with Flair. Can he find a way past here as he swings it with the DRS open? Isolate with Flair is defending for all he's worth as Frabby now gets a 3-second time penalty, and that's going to be make a struggle for him as all the drivers touch, and NJ Devil and Isolate with Flair have touched there, and that means that Yari is going to catch right up to the back of the pair of them, and a little bit sloppy from the two drivers as they were trying to battle for position on the tyres that are must be starting to go off, especially compared to Yari behind them, as we watch NJ Devil have a look down the inside of Isolate with Flair, and he gets the move done as Isolate with Flair runs a little bit wide, and that means that Yari is now going to have a look past, and he gets past as well. So Isolate with Flair just drops out of the battle there, and now Yari will be looking to get past NJ Devil in his pursuit of the Goat of Anxiety. MBD Vision is now back past Harry Cully, so this battle really raging here on the track as we watch the two drivers fighting for position, both with penalties of course, so a few more penalties starting to come in. Let's have a little look. 3 seconds for the pair of them, so it is for on-track battle. Yari has also got a 5-second time penalty, so Yari must have sped in the pit lane as well, so he's going to need to overtake the Goat of Anxiety. Clearly wanted to make everything exciting for us all. Didn't want us to wanted us to have a battle on track. Yari didn't want to make it too easy for everyone. So further down the field, who else have we got? We've got Isolate with Flair dropping off a little bit from these two as Yari now comes through, and Goat of Anxiety sets a new fastest lap for the race, closing the gap to under 10 seconds on Bob Sada as Yari sweeps past with the DRS on the much fresher tyres against NJ Devil, so you wouldn't be surprised with that move there. And Bob Sada is not going to want to leave it too long to switch on to the soft tyres, but he's going to want them to last, so possibly this lap, possibly the next, depending on how well those tyres are doing for him at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how he does, but the Goat of Anxiety is really bringing that gap down all of the time, as it's dropped down to under 9 seconds now within the space of a lap. Further down the field, this battle between MBD Vision and Harry Cully seems to have just settled a little bit. can Harry find a way back past after the two battled it out 2 laps in a row with some fantastic driving, giving us what we all want to see here at Sunday Race League. And we ride on board with Joe Royal, who's closing in behind Isolate with Flair. And can he keep that gap under the second that he needs to keep it to get the DRS on the next straight and start closing it in? Looks like he's going to be able to do it as Bob Sada comes into the pits now. And where's he going to come out? Yari and the Goat of Anxiety are through, but Isolate with Flair is also coming through again. So, but Isolate with Flair is on 11 lap old tyres now, so really pushing those tyres late into the Grand Prix to try and have the pace later on. Bob Sada comes out in 5th, so he's really made that strategy work for himself. So will he be able to push further up the track? Yeah, really managed to jump up 3 places through the use of that, and now he's going to be able to close in behind Joe Royal as he comes up behind the back of Isolate with Flair, really close in behind and having a look for a way past. As who was that getting another penalty? Maybe NJ Devil further down the field as we watch Joe Royal with the DRS open, having a look to the inside here, but that's going to give Isolate with Flair the inside line on the next corner, and he's going to leave him some space. Now Joe Royal's going to have the inside line for the last 90-degree turn before they both slam it onto the straight, and that was a good move there from Joe Royal, being patient and having taken the room. Isolate with Flair comes into the pits, so good move there from Joe Royal, getting past and up into 3rd place. And if he can close up the gap, then there could be a win in this for Joe Royal, and that would be a great result for him. So let's see how he's going to be able to do, as Bob Sada now in 4th place, thanks to that pit stop, is going to try and close in as well. So there could be a podium on the cards for these 2 drivers who've kept it clean, kept very careful. As we watch Harry Cully, an MBD vision, they touch, and MBD onto the grass, and Harry just not leaving him enough space there, I don't think. So could be up in front of the stewards, having to defend their actions there. Maybe a little rush of blood to the head as the 2 guys battle it out. They've both got 3-second penalties, so it's an on-track battle. So here we are, a few laps from the end. Who's going to be your tip for the winner? Do you think Yari's going to be able to close in the gap on the Goat of Anxiety, our championship leader, by 95 points, 195 points he's got with Scotty Fennell, who's not here this weekend, so not here to close the gap on Yari. But the Goat of Anxiety got a big old gap there. Joe Royal, can he close enough of a gap to Yari to be able to take a position, or will he inevitably lose that 3rd place to Bob Sada in behind? As just as much of excitement on the track as anywhere else. What about this battle for 5th? Fantastic driving from the 2 guys. I know we saw a little bit of a naughty incident on the last lap, but these things happen when we're racing. It's why we love the sport. As we watch MBD Vision really trying to find a way past the back of Harry Cully. So let's have a little stop in with the fastest laps of the race so far. Yari with a 121.8 in his hunt to close down the Goat of Anxiety, so you can see the kind of pace that he is capable of setting. And our leader certainly got enough of a gap to hold on to these 2 guys who are out ahead. Certainly got enough of a gap to hold on to 1st and 2nd place come the end of this race. As we watch Pinnacle has had to come into the pits again, and he's going to get lapped, so he'll just ghost out of the way of these drivers ahead. It's still a little bit distracting, so something for Jari just to have to cope with as he's coming through the field. As we ride on board with our leader, 4.2 seconds up the road. Bob Sada is now within the DRS range of Joe Royle, and you would think it's surely only a matter of time before he's passed with the softer tyres on. So he's made this strategy work really well, and I think he's going to be able to claim himself a podium. Can he claim himself any higher on the track if he can close up to within the 5 seconds of the leaders? With the DRS open, really trying to stay in the slipstream of the driver in front, and then the problem is it leaves the front of the car just so unbalanced, especially around a track like this where you need so much downforce to be able to make it round the track. As we've got a spinner down the field somewhere, someone, JD Barser I think, has spun. Oh no, and he drops right down the back there. So not what he was after, with a yellow flag there in Sector 2. As we ride on board with Bob Sada again. And you can see he's really close in behind the back of Joe Royle. Can he find a way past through this high-speed section? I think it's one of the parts of the track that the drivers just love. When you get it right, it's so satisfying to really pound it around here. Not too many places to run wide either, but it's always so easily done on this game. But you've got to expect there's going to be a few penalties, even with just a few laps left. I'm sure we'll see another couple come up. There's Bob Sada all over the back of Joe Royle here, but just can't find a way past because it's just so tricky to overtake with such tight corners. As Jari sets a new fastest lap of 121.70, and now almost within 4 seconds of the going of anxiety, but it's just not quite enough, is it, to close the gap? Don't think Jari's going to be able to do it. So can Bob Sada find his way past Joe Royle with our battle for third place? As MBD Vision is having a look on the back of Harry Cully. Oh, and this little bit of oversteer there as the two drivers touch. Trying to go in too close side by side, and that's going to let Fraby close in behind. And Fraby and Too Late Mate, who are running so well earlier on in this race, seen a host of cars streak by, trying to get a little bit of redemption. As further upfield we jump back on board with Bob Sada in the battle for third. And we watch him really try to close in the back of Joe Royle. Can he find his way past? Just a few laps left now. Really is the most exciting battle we've got on the track, as MBD Vision really close in behind Harry Cully, but not quite close enough to make a move. And it's, as we say, so tricky to overtake, especially at a racetrack like this. As we watch Bob Sada now with DRS really close in behind Joe Royle. He's going to make a move to the inside. He's going to sweep past, and it is third place for Bob Sada, so a good move from him, and that will help push him up into second place in this championship. Obviously no Scotty Fennell to defend himself in second currently, so a good chance for Bob Sada to gain some ground this weekend, and setting it off nicely. As we watch, the gap now has come down to 3.5 seconds between Jari and the Goat of Anxiety, but you just can't see he's going to close that gap anymore. Who will be the winner in this tasty little battle that has raged all afternoon between MBD Vision and Harry Cully? What is most exciting, folks, is that whoever wins, they'll start in reverse order for the next race, So we'll be bound to have even more excitement from the two of them then. So I think special shout out to these two lads for really battling away so well and keeping it almost so fair all the way through. As we get a 3-second time penalty for MBD Vision there, and that is so unlucky. Yeah, absolutely. Yari's going to have to go for it on the last lap if he can, but I think the gap's just going to be too big. Over 3 seconds still. We all want to see Yari have a go. What is exciting is that then these two drivers will start 8th and 7th as well. So bound to have some brilliant racing in the second race. Don't go anywhere. Oh, that's an absolute nightmare. Totally feel for MBD Vision there as he's battling against Harry Cully. He's fought so well, and I think he's going to feel slightly aggrieved when Harry Cully didn't leave him that space earlier on in the race. So we have a look. Oh, and someone spun off in... it's Iveski down the field has spun off in that Sector 2 again as well. So unlucky from him. As we hop back up on board with the Goat of Anxiety to come round on the very last lap. He crosses the line and takes the victory here. Congratulations to the Goat of Anxiety. And Yari's not managed to make it as close. But they've got enough of a gap, the two of them, to hold on to first and second. So they will be our victors outright as we watch Bob Sada come over the line. Really made the strategy work there, and I think that's going to give him my driver of the race for this one, with Joe Royal in 4th place. Harry Cully coming over the line in 5th with MBD Vision in 6th. Look at how close they were to behind each other. And that fortunately means Too Late Mate jumps past MBD Vision because of the penalties deserved. Yuri 8th place, Frabai in 9th, NJ Devil in 10th, JD Barca in 11th, Isolate with Flair in 12th place, Pinnacle in 13th, and Iveski in 14th. So an exciting first race. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to wing their way to victory. Obviously Yuri will be starting in pole position after finishing 8th there, with the Goat of Anxiety starting in 8th, and everyone respectively flipped in the middle. So that should make an exciting second race. I, for one, cannot wait to see who comes out victorious. Let us know in the chat who you think will be the victor. Bob Sada gets the driver of the race from the game, and for once I wholeheartedly agree, because he absolutely played that strategy to perfection. So don't go anywhere. This is your chance to quickly run and make a cup of tea, make yourself a drink. You've barely got time to have a piece of toast before the next race. So thanks for tuning in, Scotty. Congratulating Bob there on his solid drive. Yeah, I think he did an absolutely fantastic, stellar job to get himself up into third place in that race. So we'll watch as Yuri will be the one to start us off in this Grand Prix today. MBD Vision will be off the line in second place. Too Late Mate in third, looking to make up for that spin that he had in the feature race. Harry Cully in fourth place. Joe Royal in fifth. Bob Sada in sixth. Yari in seventh. The Goat of Anxiety in eighth. Frabai in ninth. JD Barsat in 11th, with NJ Devil in 10th, sorry. Isolate with Flair in 12th, Pinnacle in 13th, Vesky in 14th, Lewis in 15th, IP in 16th, and Mavs UK, starting from the back of the grid, in 17th place. Looks like a few drivers had to drop out of the formation lap there, which is a bit unfortunate for them. But we hop on board now with Yuri as the lights come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are away here in the sprint race, as it doesn't look like one of the drivers gets a good go off the line and the timer goes immediately wrong, but it looks like a great start for Yuri. MBD Vision in behind him as, I think Yuri started ghosting and a couple of drivers have dropped out, and Harry Cully is one of them, and it looks like he's going to make his way through in behind MBD Vision. So MBD Vision now out in the lead, with Harry Cully behind him. Bob Sada in third place. Joe Royal in fourth. Too Late Mate in fifth place. And I think he might have been one of the drivers who ghosted. And that meant that drivers came through. So having dodgy internet connection becomes the... so the thing catches itself up. There we go. The having poor internet connection becomes the monstrous mechanical issues of Formula E, as Harry Cully is now half a second behind MBD Vision in first place, Bob Sada in third, Joe Royal in fourth. So some good moves for the drivers up the front. Too Late Mate dropping back a couple of places, not ideal for him, so he's the one who's missed out on the start there. And Yari and Goat of Anxiety have both made it up a place. Oh no, well, the Goat of Anxiety's managed to make it past Yari, so at some point there. So a good move from him. It looks like he's quick, and he has a look out. Who's having a look at Joe Royal now? The Goat of Anxiety on the back of him. Too Late Mate has managed to get past ahead of Joe Royal, and the Goat of Anxiety is really close in behind the back as Joe Royal runs a little bit wide. Goat of Anxiety is going to have a go past. I'm saying the full name every time because I love it so much. Cute little goat having a go past. Can he make it move stick? He can, as having a look back up the inside. Don't touch, lads. This is fantastic racing. And Joe Royal just backs out there as they come into that sweeping right, and that's probably a good move. But now he's going to have a look back up the inside, and the goat leaves him the space. Really well done from both of the drivers there. Some fantastic racing, absolutely superb. But the Goat of Anxiety is through and up into fifth place. And has he made a mistake somewhere? Did he have to give the place back? Was it an illegal overtake? And he's dropped right back down to seventh place as Yari gets back past. So I think maybe it was an illegal overtake that he had to return the position on. And Joe Royal ends up with Yari all over the back of him instead, as Too Late Mate is now having a look on the back of Bob Sada as the DRS is open this lap. Can he make the move stick? MBD Vision sets a new fastest lap for the race up the front, as Too Late Mate has a look up the inside of Bob Sada, and he's going to make the move stick. Really well done from Too Late Mate there. And don't forget, Bob, you're not on the alternate strategy now. You can rag those tyres to the end. Further down the field, let's get the position, the intervals back up, because that's the most useful thing to have. Bob Sada having a look at the back of Too Late Mate. Can he find a way past? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it at the moment. And Too Late Mate has really managed to catch up to the back of Harry Cully up ahead. So This is going to help out MBD Vision as he tries to break clear for Victor in the sprint race. As further down the field, JD Barso running well, has managed to get himself up into 8th place, and ahead now of Frabite and NJ Devil. And as NJ Devil runs into the back there, oh no, sorry, that's Isolated Flares run into the back. NJ Devil's run off the track there. Oh my goodness, right little traffic jam going on here as Mavs UK catches up to the back from 12th place. And that's some great driving from the guys there. Ultra managing to stay on the track. Further up the track, we've got Harry Cully and Too Late Mate going for it. Too Late Mate goes up into 2nd place and past Harry Cully there. Superb driving. And Bob Sarda now having a look at the back of Harry Cully as well. And he's not going to quite make his way past. Oh, we've got a safety car. So a safety car is out. And I wonder, can't imagine anyone's going to make the choice to pit, but it'll give everyone a chance to look after the cars. And who is it that we've got this safety car for? There's a... It must be IP. So Lewis is into the pits. Did he have an incident with IP? That means they've had to have the safety car out. I'm not sure what happened there. So, but the safety car is going to bunch everybody back up. And just as it was all starting to play out nicely for MBD Vision, everything's going to have to close back up again as we watch him come around the track here, and we will just wait for everyone to catch up the back now. I'll be back with you shortly. So welcome back. Farico Toxic is cheering on Joe. Says he hopes he does well in the sprint race. Hashtag Dickman Esports. Whoever, I'm assuming that's a joke and not a real esports team. I don't know. Is it a dig at poor Joe Royal? But he's got 2 team members in the race, Joe Royal 15 and Mavs UK. So cheering on those guys. Joe Royal certainly flying the flag well up in 6th place at the moment, with Mavs UK down in 11th. So be hoping to make the most of the restart when it happens here. Someone else comes into the pits. Isolate with Flair now into the pits. And a little bit frustrating, guys, because the safety car's not going to come in until you're all caught up. So we're going to have to do at least another couple of laps under the safety car, I think. Got a penalty to serve there, as it is Lewis. So hopefully the safety car will come in this lap if those drivers can catch up to the back nicely. As Lewis has got a 5-second penalty, so that'll be for speeding in the pit lane. As we await for all the drivers to come back round to the start, trying to keep their tyres as warm as possible. We've seen MBD Vision push the limit with not overtaking the safety car. Maybe he's trying to get up alongside and see, have a little look in to the in through the window as safety car is coming in this lap. So now he becomes the de facto leader. Warming up the tyres now, trying to keep them as warm as possible as he prepares to get us racing again. Looks like Mavs UK has got himself a 5-second penalty. Lewis has now got 10 seconds worth of penalties, so touching or overtaking each other. And MBD Vision is really waiting until the last minute to hit on the accelerator as he hits it on the exit of the corner. And 5-second penalty for Too Late Mate and Harry Cully behind as well. So not sure what happened there to those two guys, but going too quickly before the end of the safety car, I guess. As we watch Bob Sarder now having a go at the back of Harry Cully, trying to make a move up there, but difficult to find a place to overtake up this part of the track. You need to really be alongside someone to get past through that corner. Let's get our intervals back up and get our penalties out for the end of this race as we prepare for a 5-lap race battle to the end here. And Pinnacle getting past Lewis further down in the field. Frabai is making his way past JD Barca for 8th place. There's a little lock up there from JD Barca. And Mavs UK, oh, look at these two drivers side by side. Mavs UK and NJ Devil. Mavs getting past NJ Devil there, so good move from him up into 10th place. And further up the field we've got Yari now having a look at the back of Bob Sarder, and he's going to have a look up the inside as Bob Sarder stays to the outside, doesn't try to defend, and Yari's going to get through there nice and easily. Better run out of the corner as well, and he's going to pull away from Bob Sarder there. So good moves from him, and no penalty for him to have to contend with this time. So how quickly can he find his way past Harry Cully and Too Late Mate is the question, because it's really MBD Vision that he's battling, as those two have 5-second penalties in between. As we watch him right on the back of Harry Cully now, trying to make his way past, but not many places to have a look. As we look at the back here, Goat of Anxiety is having a go at Joe Royal, and can he find his way past there. Great driving here from everybody. As Yari is now past Harry Cully. Yeah, nicely done. And Bob Sada gets past as well. So Harry Cully drops down to 5th place. And Goat of Anxiety having a look at the back of Joe Royal. And still not quite close enough. Just trapped in behind those cars ahead. And nowhere to get past. So further down as we watch, Goat of Anxiety is now going to have a move on Joe Royal. Down home straight, and he's going to have a look to the inside. Is he going to have the position? He is, because the Joe Royal runs a little bit wide, and it looks like Harry Cully's one wide ahead of him as well. And that's a good move from the Goat of Anxiety up into 6th place. So earning excellent points for him. And he's now got Harry Cully to try and get past in the next move. So let's see how well he can do as he tries to drive up there. MBD Vision still leading the way out there, ahead of Too Late Mate. Oh, yeah, of course, and they've both got past. Harry Cully's dropped all the way down to 5th in the space of a few laps. So now Too Late Mate is going to try and get past MBD Vision, but you would think he's not going to be able to make a haul out a 5-second gap between now and the end, unless obviously all these 5-second gaps could be taken off by the stewards, so they may not mean anything by the time the stewards' inquiries are finished. Because there could just be the game being weird, as it likes to do from time to time. And we're now watching the Goat of Anxiety having a little look at the back of Harry Cully. As it looks like Lewis has dropped out of the race and left the session. As we watch Joe Royal right at the back here, in behind the Goat of Anxiety now. And maybe I think he made a little mistake there coming out of the that tight left-hander. Further up the field, Too Late Mate is still really close in behind MBD Vision as this battle for first place rages on. First place for on track as it stands. I'm sure it'll always be worth getting the stewards to have a look into what's happened there. As NJ Devil gets a 3-second time penalty, down in 13th place though, so not going to take too many points off him. As we watch Too Late Mate sweep round the outside. MBD Vision tried to defend, but Too Late Mate was just on the faster line, and Yari trying to make the most of it to get himself up into second place, sorry. But a good move there from Too Late Mate, using the DRS to his advantage and sweeping past MBD Vision. So excellent driving from him. Now Yari will try to get past as well, and MBD will hope that he'll be able to make the gap up as best he can, as NJ Devil gets a 3rd penalty and then drops out of the race. So he's come into the pits to do that, so well done NJ Devil, very very fair of you, coming into the pits to drop out. I don't know why that means that we need to have a yellow sector in sector 3, but there you go. Yari now on the back of MBD Vision, but MBD is going to have the DRS from from Too Late Mate ahead. And he's just going to try and stay in behind and use Too Late Mate as a guide, maybe, just to make sure that he stays ahead of Yari. You know, if he can keep that gap close in behind, then that's going to be good for him. And he's got the DRS as well, so that's going to help him close up. As we watch Too Late Mate defend, and MBD looks to the outside. It's not quite going to be alongside enough to get past and back up into the top place. So really close driving from all 3 of these guys. This is fantastic to watch. What a battle we've got on for the spectators today. as Mavs UK gets past JD Barca for 9th place. And JD Barca just locks up a little bit behind him there. Oh, and Yari's past MBD. And Yari's managed to get past MBD there. And that's a good move from him. So managed to get past a tricky spot. You would have think MBD must have had some kind of accident, some kind of mistake. Or as he has a little bit of oversteer coming out of the corner there. Maybe that's a sign that his tyres are just starting to go off. Having maybe pushed a little bit too early. And then having all that hard work undone by the safety car. You would think it would be a different outcome for him if that hadn't happened. In behind Bob Sada and the Goat of Anxiety. The Goat of Anxiety is past Bob Sada behind them there. And that's a really good move from him through that corner. And it looks like JD Barca and Isolate with Flair are having a little battle further down the track. Or maybe Isolate with Flair just made a mistake there. Someone's alongside someone. There we go. Too Late Mate and Bob Sada having a good little battle. And oh, it's the end of the race. Sorry. I got so excited I hadn't even realised the race had finished. No one who was pitted. Sorry, everyone. So, well, no one needed to pit on that one. It was just a sprint race. So, congratulations to Yari, who comes out as the victor of that race after the 5-second penalty was served. And the game goes ahead and gives him driver of the day. And I think that's very legitimate, having come all the way back up from 7th. Making everything work as best they could. So yeah, so there's no need to pit in the sprint race. Some of the drivers down the back had to pit for during the safety car period. Let's hop on to have a look at the old driver standings for today. Yari comes out on top with a 121.5 as a fastest lap there, so really good driving from him. MBD Vision in 2nd place, Bob Sada 3rd, Too Late Mate in 4th, Joe Royal in 5th, Fraby in 5th, The Goat of Anxiety in 7th, Harry Cully in 8th, JD Barca in 9th, Pinnacle in 10th, Mavs UK in 11th, and Isolate with Flair in 12th, Vesky 13th, Yuri 14th, NJ Devil, Lewis, IP all coming down the bottom there. Sorry, did NJ Devil finish? Yeah, he did. So, well, oh no, he didn't. He dropped out right at the end, so he still gets as if he finished, but it doesn't really matter. So there you go. So a good weekend for our championship leader, but the Goat of Anxiety has also managed to do a really good job in hauling himself back up in terms of getting some points on the board this weekend. As we look at overall earning 4 for the qualifying with the pole position lap, winning the first race and earning himself some good points in the second race. So really good job from him. Yari gets the 4 bonus points for fastest lap overall and therefore increases that massive lead that he has at the start of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back with some more fantastic racing. Tune in at 3 o'clock to see yours truly competing in the F4 racing. Then at 5 o'clock, I'll be commentating right here on Sunday Race League 5 on the Formula 3 Championship. So you don't want to go and miss out on that. In the meantime, if you're looking for something to do, might I suggest you all hop over to the 27-minute comedy hour, a bit of self-promotion here, where I've been doing a little comedy series, quick half an hour of your time, and it's, if I do say so myself, rather funny, as we have a look at the topical news here in the UK. So thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And until then, everyone, stay safe out there. Stay safe.